Hello traders, good day, Vladimir here. This is the live market review, 22nd of June 2017. Many things are going boring, but on the same time there are a lot of things that are building up. So let's start covering, as there are plenty. Let's start with the pound versus the New Zealand, in which we are still after buys. It's creating a bullish hidden divergence for us, and potential bullish divergence on the daily chart forming as well. Now, if we start looking for possible zones, this is what we can find out. That was our first move down, right? Which is now bouncing from a beautiful duplication, right? We got 80 candles versus 80 candles, classical scenario, bullish divergence, false breaks, 2 in a row. We need to go above this high in order to create a beautiful convergence pattern. But on the same time, we can start looking for a trend line breakout in order to get into that trade. So if we can, and if the pair can establish itself above this high, we will be looking for, above the trend line of course, we will be looking for pullbacks into waves and a breakout, which should provide us the great opportunity for a rally. 38 to 50 would be the first target of this double cycle from the top to the bottom. And for the long run, if that will turn to be a bullish hidden divergence, that means that for the long run we can aim all the way the previous highs and maybe even higher. So that's definitely a great opportunity forming there. I think we should get ready to trade it. The next one is the pound versus the dollar, a pair that also I'm looking for classical buys. By ideal, this pair should visit around the 125. That would be the zone of the triple cycle. That would be the zone of this cycle 161.8. And on the same time, that would be the cycle of this potential duplication. That could be a classical scenario. And that means that for the short term, there is a good chance we're going lower. Now, where from would be the best way to do that? When the 4-hour chart is creating a bearish hidden divergence for us, and the 1-hour chart would probably do the same with some kind of regular or continuing divergence. And this would be our levels. We have a beautiful zone around the 127.20 and slightly higher. And let's summarize it this way: as long as this stop holds, we would be looking for possible sells around this zone to get us for the adventure. So this rally to here should be possible sell with the break of this trend line, and if that happens, that could provide a very nice opportunity for some interesting drop further. All that is relevant as long as this top holds. Next on the list, euro versus the pound. As long as the daily top holds, we are looking for the sells. We got a beautiful double here. So what we need actually is the break below this trend line, right? This and this trend line, and kind of going together. That could provide a very good opportunity and a very good confirmation that, all right, we are all set to go. Just a quick reminder that we also had a lower lows. It was not a good convergence because of that was the level that should have been broken. But it was from higher highs with divergence turned to be lower lows in that case. So another proof that there is a good chance the bears are coming in the trade again. So break it below the trend line and we can look for sell rallies. All that is relevant as long as this top holds. Very simple. New Zealand dollar, while holding the top, idea remains bearish, breaking above the top, and we are going probably to the 0.74 zone. That affects the Aussie versus the Kiwi, and I want to remind you, this is our area, guys. 103 down to 102. That's the zone where we would expect the pair to bottom and start its very healthy, very good rallies. Stay tuned and watch the levels as we suggested. Those of you who are short until there, that's the exact place where you should consider the cash out. New Zealandian versus the yen. As long as the top holds, also we would expect a correction to the downside, and I would expect to this double cycle 38.2 which is approximately around this area, 79.30, and slightly lower. If this top does not hold, that means we are going higher, and that's going to be around the 82 area, which is the 161.8 of this cycle, a full expansion of this cycle right here. So watch for this pair as well. Very interesting levels to watch and trade. Euro versus the franc did not hold the last low. Now probably taking us for some deeper correction a bit, and basically the franc is gaining some power after the, well, bullish words from the Central Bank of Swiss member. What he said is that the long-term negative rates not good, and that was enough to trigger a strong franc. 61.8 is the first level where we're going to watch, with a potential bullish divergence to form there and a trendline breakout. We can discuss and look for further buys to happen. If that does not hold, we are going to 107.50 approximately, and from there going to operate for the buys. That's definitely one more interesting opportunity to follow. CAD franc remains bullish for the long run as well. No changes in our view and positions. Every drop should be considered as a buy opportunity. And now the Aussie versus the franc joins the list. That was our first, that's our low to hold. We were talking about the 0.74 zone for correction, and we are in a correction mode. That should bring us to below 0.73. That's the zone where I believe bottom should happen, and we should reverse and go higher from again. Watch that out, guys. As long as this low holds, we are looking for the buy opportunities once this cycle is over. And the bullish divergence is currently forming, so stay tuned for that. Euro versus the New Zealandian could not gain the enough momentum to go above this high. It did break this trend line right here, but could not even hold above it. Not even one candle, which is a very bad sign. There is a very good chance that this pair is slightly taking us slowly towards the 151, where from we might get a monster. So as long as the convergence didn't happen, which means, as for now, that's what it means. If that would be the another false break, this would be the high. That's the place. As long as we don't have higher highs now, the bearish pressure remains on, and we would expect that to take us to this adventure. That's still a possibility, even very big one. So keep that on the note as well. Australian versus the dollar, also very interesting pair, which I believe is coming also to some buy zone. That would be ideally below 0.75. That's the area where I think it could become classical, maybe even lower next to the trend line. So 0.75 down to 0.7450. I believe this pair is in front of a bottom, and from here we would be looking for possible reversals, false breaks, and trendline breakouts to the upside and go for the buy. Include the the crystal ball inside, for potential bottoms, and what we will figure out 23, which is tomorrow, 26, 29, and very, very, very good range of possible reversal zones. And we have 4-hour chart levels. Actually, it's right there, exactly the levels we have been talking about. So if we can come closer to that area, that would be an amazing buy opportunity. New Zealandian franc, while the top holds, we remain in a bearish view, as explained on the weekly forecast. If we break through, we are going higher for a triple cycle, which means we are going to around 0.7150, 0.72, and from there sells again. Gold and silver. By ideal, silver should take us towards 1550, so for me it's sell rallies. Same does with the gold, which I believe now completing leg number 1 and one more to come. Every 2 waves rallies, from my point of view, as long as this top holds, should be a sell opportunity for further continuation, and I believe this pair should bring us lower. This commodity should bring us lower. And as per indices, there, well, Currently there is nothing happening. We're stuck in nowhere. The only one that starts to be interesting, that's Nasdaq, which now completed double wave correction and could be in the beginning of some interesting period. I don't see any call of action at this stage, but it's for sure a monster zone. And one more that brings my eye to a very serious interest, that's sugar, that is taking us to a monster 161.8, supported by bullish divergence. That could be it. Now note, the contract is about to end in July, so there is a good chance the closer we come to the contract, right, it will try to push towards there, like guarantee the profits for the sellers, and from that place a release of the sales could happen, which means the close of the positions and boom, an immediate fly. Watch that out, guys. That could be an amazingly interesting opportunity that could provide some great pipsage. So that would be all for today. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I will say it now, I will repeat it on the weekly forecast. Next week I will not be able to do my daily videos. Some private things I have to take care of. So I'm sorry for that in advance. I'll be back a week after. So that's all. That's for now, guys. Thank you for watching. I wish you wonderful trading and a wonderful weekend to come. And I'll see you in the weekly forecast during the weekend. Thank you for your time. Yours, Vladimir.